Hello, welcome to the Scratch 3D Printing. In this video, I'm going to show you how to take off Snapmaker U1 extruder. Let's scratch today's troubleshoot. The Snapmaker U1 sale is over, but if you are still planning to purchase the Snapmaker U1, use the code SCRATCH right here to get 5% off from your purchase, which I think is a pretty good deal. And now, Snapmaker is doing free shipping for the Snapmaker U1, but the price is still $8.99, which is pretty much the same when I bought it, because when I bought it, it was $8.49 plus $50 for shipping, and I did not even have a coupon code at that time. But now the price is $8.99 with free shipping, but if you use the code SCRATCH, you get an extra 5% off, which is amazing. But anyway, I'm going to show you how to take out the extruder from Snapmaker U1. This is completely my fault. I put in a flexible filament in there, and I don't know, for whatever reason, it just got clogged. It was printing TPU fine, but then I put in PP filament in there, and now it's clogged. So I'm gonna have to disassemble this, figure out what is the cause of the clog in this extruder right here. But enough of that, let's just go ahead and I'm gonna show you how to take this apart and unclog what is clogged in there. My clog was on the third slot right here, and to get this off, all you need to do is just unscrew these two screws, take out the USB, unplug this, and you just swipe this to the left and pull it out. That's exactly what I did, and that's the easiest way to do it. Now let's get to opening this and see what is happening on the inside. Okay, let's go ahead and take this apart. For this, you will need both the Allen wrench that come with the Snapmaker U1, because this is really something to get into, and I'll show you exactly what I mean right now. Okay, the first thing you want to do is, of course, take this off. Right here is just a cover, hold on by magnet. So that's what I'm gonna do first. I'm gonna put that aside. And also, I just want to say this, these have lubrication in there, so it might get on your hand, it might get on your tablecloth, so use something underneath. Let's take a look at this. So this is the motor, this is the heatsink. There's a small fan cooling this, and the nozzle hardened itself, but that's not what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on taking this apart. Just quickly here, if you see right here, there's a seam right here, and you're supposed to take this apart from this. I have seen a couple of videos showing you how to do this, but some of them seems a little bit more complicated than I like. So I'm going to show you the way I do it. This is my way of doing it. It's not Snapmaker way, it's not anybody else's way, it's my way of doing this. The first thing I like to do is take off this top cover here. So we're going to be using one of these Allen wrench. It will be the bigger Allen wrench. So let's go ahead and take this out. There's 3 screws at the top here. So there you go. That's 1 screw. And make sure that you set these screws aside in a way that you know exactly where this is going to go. And I will explain why in a bit. Let's take off the second screw right now. And now the third screw is right here. And I just got grease in my hand, but it's fine. If we look at this screw right here, you can see the thread is like that. But if we look at the other screw, you can see that the thread is a lot finer. So that's the difference. I'm gonna set these 3 aside, and just remember that the 2 holes at the bottom here uses the finer thread with the blue Loctite, and the one up here uses the other screw. So with that, we can take off this right here, and I'm gonna set it aside. That's a board controlling the motor and everything. With that, the next thing that we need to do is take off even more screw. So now I'm gonna be taking off this board screw right here. There's gonna be 1 screw and 2 screw at the top of the board here. So let's go ahead and take this off. And now we'll be using the smaller Allen wrench for this screw right here. And if we take a look at the screw again, it's the fine threaded screw. So let's set this over here. And now we can take out this other screw. Let's switch to the other one. This is fun, right? Switching Allen wrench, all these weird screws. It's amazing. Okay, and now this is a screw that the thread is not finer. It's the, I'm not sure what's the opposite of finer thread. Not finer thread, I don't know. But let's set this one over here as well. So once we have those 2 out, we can free the board up here. Now that we free the board, there's more screw to take off. If you look down here, there's 1 screw in there. And if we look on the other side, there's a screw in this small hole right here. This screw right here, be very careful. I'm gonna show you a clip right here. I have a jam in the extruder, and I was trying to take this off first time, so I just did offline, didn't record anything, and guess what? The head of the screw just popped out. So in the future, if I'm gonna disassemble this one again, this is tool number 4, I cannot do it because the screw up here, the screw up there in that small teeny corner, the head just snapped. Wow, Snapmaker, what? Why are they using cheap screw? Oh my gosh. This is gonna be a pain to take off in the future. As you saw there, the head of the screw just came right off. Be very careful with this screw right here. You don't want it to break like mine. Okay, let's take this out. If we take a closer look at that, the head is very fragile, so don't tighten the screw very tightly, just do it so that it's snug in there. And now let's switch to the other Allen wrench and go for this screw up here. Hopefully you can see the fun pattern of this extruder taking off right here. This is really amazing, right? And now this is the bigger screw. Let's also set it with the smaller screw. With that, let's continue with this disassemble. Now that the 2 screw on top is out, we will need to take off this heatsink by removing these 2 screw right here. The 2 screw here is really tight in there, so you might have to use the shorter side to have extra leverage, but for mine it worked. And let's use this side to do it. Okay, just crank it, and then we can use the long way to get the screw out. Okay, there we go. Once we have that, I will set the 2 screw up here. Oh, don't roll away, stay. Okay, now that we have this, let's move this out of the way. I'm just gonna leave it something like that. Next step is to take off more screw. If you look closely right here, you will see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 screw over here that we still need to take off. So that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing right now. Let's go ahead and take this one off. Oops, it's the other Allen wrench. There we go. I'm gonna set this with the extruder screw. Now let's switch to the smaller Allen wrench and take off these 3 screws down here. That'll be 1. I'm gonna set it up here. Okay, that's the second one and the third one. Okay, this is the last screw. And let's put this with the 3 small screws. Now that we got all those screws taken off, we can go ahead and take this off, and we can pry this open now. Look at that, everything just came off like a beauty. Let's put this over here. Okay, at this point we have gotten into the extruder part. So now let's use our Allen wrench and take off 1 screw, 2 screw, 3 screw, and 4 screw. Okay, I'm gonna put it just right here. When you put this screw back, you don't want to tighten it very tight. You just want it to be snug because all of these are plastic parts and you might break them. Okay, we finally got the last screw out of the way. And now we can pry this open. I'm gonna use an Allen wrench and just kind of push it from the bottom here. To make this a little bit easier, you might want to push in this lever just to loosen the gear a little bit and kind of just pry this open at the same time. Don't worry, the spring is not going to pop out. Okay, there we go. We got both pieces out. And if we take a look at that, that is PP filament in there stuck between the 2 gear, and that's the reason why it was not able to extrude or retract anything at all. It's just that small, teeny tiny little piece of filament. Let's go. I'm gonna use my tweezer and just pull it out. Oh my gosh, it's just this small piece. Look at that. Now we can set that in there again. This is a very, very simple design. So we take a look at this. I'm gonna take this off just because we are at this point. I'm gonna show you how this works. I'm gonna take off this screw and then we will put this back together again. I'm gonna set that right over here. And now we can just pop this out very easily. So the spring has 2 parts. It has a spring and it has this part that the screw screws in. So this is how it goes in like that. We're gonna set that up there. And now we can take this lever out. And it's just a very simple spur gear design for the filament feeder right here. This is the motor, and if we take a look right there, right here, that's the motor gear which drive this orange gear right here. If I turn this, you can see that it turns. So that connects to the orange gear, which is plastic. The orange plastic gear connects to this spur filament gear right here. And then the filament just come down, hit the filament sensor into the filament gear and down to the hot end nozzle. So that's a very, very simple design for these, and it works extremely well. So props to Snapmaker for just sticking to the usual basic stuff. Okay, so once we are in this part, we want to put everything back together. But before I put everything back together, I just want to show you guys this right here. It's so convenient for Snapmaker to use all these types of screw, am I right? If we take a look at the top screw over there, there's a small one and there's a big one. And then if we take a look at right here, there's also a small one and a big one. And then if we take a look at this pile right here, there's one small one and there's two longer one. And if we take a look at this pile here, there's three tiny one with a skinny tiny screw. And then if we take a look at that, it's three screw but with different thread pitch, which is so convenient. Am I right? Don't you agree with me? This is really, really amazing. Oh, and I forgot to mention right here, there's also 4 additional screws holding this plastic piece in, and there's one more screw right here. This is very convenient how Snapmaker make this opening all of this screw just so we can get this piece out, and then we can put everything back together by trying not to messed up with the screw and putting them in a different spot. I have a suggestions. Why can't they just use 1 or 2 type of screw instead of so many, right? But this just make it more fun. Okay, enough with that. Let's just put this back together. So if you take it apart like this, to put this back together, we first want to put in the lever. So there's a rod right here and there's a hole right there. So just go in something like this. And then they mesh really well together like that. Once this is in, we will want to put in the spring. It goes in like this to the cross right there. So we just put in the spring, something like this. Okay, we just slide that in there. The one that looks like that. Hopefully you can recognize it. But first thing, we want to make sure that it's aligned. So I'm going to use the Allen wrench. We can screw this in through this heated insert. And it should align by itself. Let's just keep screwing this in all the way. That's how it comes from the factory. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay, so once we have that in, we will go ahead and put in this plastic piece. The shape here that looks like a house, it goes inside like this. Make sure that the bearing right here is aligned with the rod right here. And we kind of just push it down. Something like that. It's snap fit. We can go ahead and put in 1, 2, 3, 4 screw, which is the screw I set over here. So these screw looks like this one. Let's go ahead and screw everything in. Like I said, you do not want to be super tight because it's gonna break. It's just plastic. Just make it snug in there and you are good to go. Once you have all 4 screw in there, it's time for the next step, which is to put in this cover back. So let's go ahead and put this cover back. If you look at this, these are the longest extension. So that goes at the bottom. We can just line it up like this. And everything should align by itself. To make this secure, I'm gonna put in the top 2 screw here first. Was it these? Or was it these? I forgot which screw it was. Oh, I forgot which screw it was. Oh my gosh, this is no good. What I should have done was put the screw in order instead of just throwing them like this. But I think it's this one. I'm gonna put that one in. So I'm gonna use a small Allen wrench, put this one in, and like I said, be very careful. You don't want the tip to come out because if that happens, you cannot take this off ever again. So let's go ahead and put the screw in there. And be so careful now. There we go. That's all I'm gonna do. No more than that. Let's switch Allen wrench and put this in. Goes on the top right. Screw this in. This part is secure. Okay, let's continue to the next step. The next step would be to put the fan back in place at the bottom here. Line up with the 3 screw. And now, let's screw it in. Which screw was it though? I think it was these. Okay, let's align this and then screw it in. You just want it to be snug. Second one going in. Last one for the fan. Let's switch and a wrench. And now it's time to put this screw and this screw in. And I really forgot which one was it. Okay, I remember it was this one right here. The small skinny screw. It's time to switch and a wrench. This one goes right here. And now it's time to put this screw back, which I remember it was the shorter one. The shorter one goes right here onto the left of the 2 threads for the hot end. Once we have that, it's time to put in the hot end back. It goes in like this with the copper facing out like that. This one you kind of want it to be tight because you don't want the hot end to come loose at all. So for this, you can tighten it a little bit. The second one, okay, I'm gonna use the short side, just a little turn, not much, just one teeny tiny turn like that. Make sure that all the wires are tucked in there so that it does not interfere when you are printing. I'm just gonna tug it in there, something like that. That should be good. Now that we are here, it's time to screw in this board back, which use these 2 screws over here, which has different threads. So the one with the final thread goes on top here, goes onto the golden ring up here. Okay, just make it tight. Do not over tight it. And let's switch and a wrench. There we go. You just sit in there. You don't want to break the board. Now that we are here, it's time to put the top cover back in. It goes in like this. There we go. Once this is in, it's time to use the screw. But which one was it? The ones that has the final threads goes on the bottom here. Let's screw this in. Now let's screw the top one in first, just so that it's kind of even out. And finally, the last screw goes right here. Whoa, this was a journey, isn't it? All different types of screw. You gotta take off almost everything just to get inside here. And it's so convenient, so amazing that Snapmaker make this like this. It uses all different types of screw, the length, the threads, the diameter, the pitch, and everything like that. It's all different, which is quite amazing. Just to get rid of this one teeny tiny clog in there. But we got it. We have gotten this clog out. So I'll say this was a successful unclog procedure. There you go. That's how you unclog Snapmaker U1 extruder. Oh, and I forgot this piece right here. So let's just plug that in. Hold on by magnet, which is amazing. I will have to say that this piece is the most convenient piece out of everything from the Snapmaker U1 extruder. I hope you were able to follow this video and get your Snapmaker U1 extruder unclogged like mine. The first time that I took this off was a hassle. It took me close to 1 hour just to figure out what am I dealing with here. And the second time around, it still took me 30 minutes just to take off all the screws, unclog it, and put it back together, which is amazing, right? So if you have 4 extruder and all of them are clogged, it's gonna take you about 2 hours just to unclog one teeny tiny little piece inside the extruder. But we got it done. It's amazing how many different types of screws that they use in here. It's just so innovation, right? Okay, enough with that. That'll be it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel because more amazing stuff like this is coming. And if you haven't yet become a member of the YouTube channel, it helps me tremendously. And you get member videos for modeling on Fusion 360, which I believe is really amazing. Thank you so much for watching. And as always, keep on 3D printing.